Okay. Hi again. Wombat, we will play Talos. As long as we're clear that I will need help with the puzzles. Think about it every once in a while without anyone needing to mention it. It just hasn't fallen into place yet. Thank you for letting me know the mic was off. Let's go. We've made an acid mixture. That's what we've accomplished so far. We've made an acid mixture that should get us down into the refinery. As long as you're willing to help. Because you're willing to help. The lab. There's a lot of stuff outside the lab before.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure channel.
TJ Kakisa.
Is anyone there?
Is anyone there? Is anyone there? TJ, thank you. Thank you for your sub and support. Cheers. Where did I just walk to? This isn't where I was ready to go. I'm gonna get to the main hall and to the refinery. But, okay. But things have changed. The more we play of this, we're not far in, I don't think. The more we play, the more... I'm gonna say it reminds me of Layers of Fear, but it's the other way around. We played Layers of Fear, and if I had already played this, I think I would have been saying throughout Layers of Fear, wow, this reminds me of that. Terry! Terry, thank you. Thank you for the sub. Yeah! Subtrain, all aboard! Welcome to the inner circle of chaos. Yeah, now you can use the... I wish it could have been J Cheers, but on Twitch, the Twitch emote, sub-emote is Entrop Cheers. That, Darth, you asked about partnership and affiliates. Partners get to pick their emote prefix. Affiliates do not, so it gets assigned to you. And you only get one emote. You get one emote. So we've got our cheers, both on BTTV and on Twitch. And the Twitch one is Entrop Cheers. And Terry, you can use it now, anywhere on Twitch. The cool thing is it works anywhere on Twitch, mobile and... I'm squandering my sanity by staying in the dark. I could be lighting torches and braziers. I'll try that again. I didn't expect he'd be able to jump up there, but he almost did. Think he can make that? Maybe if I run? You know, if he wanted to, he could do that. I don't think he really wants to. So if we can't go up, where can we go? Through somewhere. Hopefully we don't have to disassemble this pile of rocks. No, disassemble! Light that. Put that away. Crawl. Climb. Nothing to grab in there. Can't pick up these rocks either. Those hissing noises, if you didn't see at the beginning of the game, those are roaches. There are hissing roaches all over this place. How insane is Jay now? Oh, I'm doing all right. I may be mad, but I'm not insane. Slight headache, says Daniel. Can go down somehow. Mad. Don't make me start throwing shit again. Rah. Already interacted with us. One day I will return. If it wasn't for the thought of you, my love, I wouldn't be able to go on. I find myself doing terrible things. I take comfort in you. As long as I'm able to think of you and long for a life together, I know I'm better than the others. Who are the others? I weep for them. They lust for power without restraint, where I only crave fair judgment and a safe return. Alright, back off. Okay, I may be a little bit stuck, since our way back to the main hall is falling apart. Try breaking the... I can drop the chandelier and that'll open up the ground or something. Let's just mess with the chandelier here for a minute. Maybe I can use part of the acid here, even though it's meant for something else. Best I can tell. Team leaders going through the wormhole. No object to use item on. Pretty strong to throw that thing up over your head. Yeah, he doesn't seem to feel the weight of objects. At least he stopped lurching around like a hunchback monster, and he was lurching to the side. And this was at the beginning of the game, so I started to feel like Daniel was a hunchback. Okay, silly. Here. Objects to reach, hard to get to places. Hard to get places. Thank you for saying so. That was surprisingly easy to get it into the right spot. It wanted to go there. I just kind of walked to it and it was like, thank you. Figured I'd have to do some work to get it in a position that was usable. Back to the entrance hall. After enduring 3 days in Algiers, a sailboat was finally arranged to take him across the Mediterranean Sea to Gibraltar. Having reached British territory, it was just a matter of reserving a cabin on the SS Hortensia, headed for London. Not a lot of time to read those. I'll try to jump over it. Didn't work! We'll just run through it. Maybe it won't hurt us as badly if we run through it. Yeah. And this is why we brought the acid. cloth smelled of desert and damp musk. The pieces lay scrambled on top, too many of them, and he thought, just give me enough time to read this. The acid dissolving the mystery flesh, yeah, that must have smelled.
It sure is dark in here.
Yes, and there's a good reason for it. But you can light the lamp now if you wish.
What's the reason? For the darkness, that is.
Stay close. Be careful not to stray.
What's the reason? Why is it so dark?
Pay attention, Daniel. It's important that you keep going straight and make sure not to stray.
Say go straight, so don't make a turn like I already have. Careful when enemies are near. Crouching in the darkness will make you a lot harder to spot. No one heard that. I don't know what you're talking about. Surely that was just the wind.
Of June, 1839. It's been more than a month since my last entry. After the event inside the underground chamber in Algeria, Professor Herbert insisted I return to England. He said he didn't want to risk forfeiting the entire expedition lest I took a turn for the worse. An excessive decision, in retrospect. But I'm glad it turned out that way. I found my journal this morning in the haphazard collection of things brought home from Africa. Next to it lay the broken stone orb wrapped in cloth. I tried to assemble it, but couldn't. The pieces wouldn't fit together, as if they weren't from the same object. Could I have imagined it all? Was there ever a complete orb?
Didn't do it. You know those... his panic effect. Introduced very early, upstairs, before going anywhere. Might just have been a little too soon. It works a little better now that we've sighted a creature and the world has gotten all goopy and bloody and we've started to be injured. But even before Daniel's sanity started to deteriorate and before any of those things had happened, the game was triggering the cower, and it, I think it works better now than it did then. So it's the exact same thing. Maybe I'm just getting used to it. Also, the swimmy visuals aren't as disorienting in the dark as they are when it's lit. Things really blur when it's lit. In the dark, This looks like a trap door. There's a pulley, there's a rope. Where does this go to? It hooked all the way up. Stuck. Something is clogging the crank and pulley contraption. Something is clogging the contraption. All I see is a rope that appears to dead end, but maybe it goes back into the beam and I don't know, anyways. I'm gonna block this again. Block the door! Just block it. Thing is clogging the contraption. Thing I see. Darth, you're looking at PlayStation now. How many games, roughly, how many games do they have in there now? Is it... They have 50 games in there? $500? Are there up to 500 in now? Wow. Don't remember how many there were at launch. I did a trial. And that was it. Yeah, it seemed workable. Okay, maybe not great. Hey, there we go. Something's jamming it there. Quad, yeah, if it was a new account, not a name change. That opened. Well, let's see. Cellar Archives. Yo, Jim, did I say hi? I saw you come in there. I might have been running my mouth, but hi. Like this one. So, this kind of Silent Hill thing happens. Sometimes Daniel freaks out and then... We're gonna die. Looking at enemies. No one was looking at an enemy! After avoid looking at enemies for too long. Will drain your sanity, and you will eventually be seen. Also, keep out of the water. Yeah, no shit. And don't look at enemies for too long. Well, that's gonna make it hard to navigate. Move these things. I was joking about the floor is lava, the floor is lava. But basically now, the floor is lava. Can you get the brightness up a bit? I can, but we already turned it down. We kind of adjusted it earlier. I don't know that I can jump too precisely. Ah! Okay, this is effective. I like what they're doing here. This is the first thing in the game that seems uniquely tense and stay out of the water. Water everywhere. Don't look at the creature. What creature? I can't see it. Stop looking at it. What creature? Ah! That's good. I don't believe in you. Yeah! Don't touch. No. Nope, nope. I want him to wander off because I feel like I have to go through the water to get to another crate. Don't look at him. I said don't look! Jesus. See, that's good. That's effective. That's scary as hell. That's the best thing in the game so far. Oh god, of all the things. It's that, huh? I'm worried about taking damage, of course. Burn health. You cuts and bruises. I think the lantern scares it off. I think the lantern just pisses it off. I was joking earlier. I started throwing boxes around on the ground and playing The Floor is Lava just a few seconds. I was fucking kidding! And the game's like, ah! You thought you were joking. No, don't look! Look. Blah! don't know what that lever I pulled did. I'm just hoping it helped. Fuck that! Fuck that! Oh, is he gonna block it? Don't block it. Don't beat that guy. Don't beat that guy. He's gonna beat that guy. Too heavy. Few cuts and bruises. Maybe the lever we pulled needs to be pulled again, and then I need to get over here more quickly. Timed lever, timed gate. That would make sense, wouldn't it? Let's try it. But it's not this one, right? It's not even this room. It's a different room. Damn it. Is he? Ah! Oh, we're screwed. Keep out of the water. No, come on! There's no Mario. Fuck! Get up! Dude, that's it. And, I don't know if I moved fast enough, but... Yeah! There's another one. Or the same one, I don't know. Few cuts and bruises. That's all. Hey, now I can move these? Since when? Oh, since when? I've tried to move a bunch of these in this level and they wouldn't let me move them. I couldn't pick where to have platforms. And all of a sudden I can. I guess we're gonna need to or we're not getting through this room. Oh, throw it! Nice! Way too far. Okay. Can't grab that one. There's smaller ones here. Smaller ones. There's some smaller ones. What happens if I throw that at the creature? Is it mind? Oh god. But that's like where we need to go. What the hell is it doing? I don't. Where are we going? No! No thanks. The box. Maybe it was like where I threw the box it went. I kind of figured this. Whoa! This is what we're gonna do, but this is gonna be interesting. Apparently we don't weigh anything. I mean, there's no way. Think about Ellie on the pallet in Last of Us. I mean, that was a stretch. But... really? Okay. Your rules, game. Your rules. Oh, we are so falling in one of these times. Where are we going? There's a door over there. What's up about me? Come back! Come back! Stop floating away, please. Please. Float away. Kill you, box. I don't think so. No. No, no. Bloop, bloop. Fuck me! Told you we were falling in. Drugs, come back! Come back, Bugs. Come back. Weird here. Step across that gap, yes. I have no sense of my legs. I've never seen my legs. Maybe we don't have legs. Come back! Fuck. No! Oh, fuck you. No! I'm playing by the rules. Damn you. Stop it. No one's looking at you. No one's looking at you. Come. Damn it, Fox. Damn it, Fox. You know what? Yay! We're somewhere. This is madness. But I need another box. Or a run for the door. I don't like either option very much. No! Not called for! Barely touched the water. I think he's hurt. box is just out of reach. How badly are we hurting? The wound is bleeding quite badly. I'll use a laudanum here. You cuts and bruises. It sucks that it's just out of reach. Could almost do it. Alright, I'm running for it. Ready? Set. So fucked up. Okay. The door. Up a hollow needle. Oh! It's locked with a simple lock. Woo! Something large brushed against his leg and he felt himself being dragged along by the current of the beast.
We should be fucking dead, my friend.
Help!
What happened here was a miracle, and I want you to fucking acknowledge it.
Is the water safe now? I hope the water's safe now. Well, you know, relatively safe. Doors all open towards us! Block the path. Run. Block the path. Block the path. But surely not that simple. Block the path. Fuck to you! Seriously. Come on, get through the fucking door, asshole! Himself being hoisted out of the ocean, the lacquered hull of SS Hortensia glittered in the soothing warm yellow light of a setting sun. Turned his head to the calm ocean reaching towards the coast of Portugal and thought, is this another dream?
No way!
He's timing. Hey, we're somewhere. Is this just the hall? It looks different. Quite different. Kind of like where this game is going. It had a bit of a bumpy start for me. But I like some of what it's doing. Yeah, I don't want to shatter the keys.
You have an ascending room.
Too late!
Would it take us to the inner sanctum?
It will definitely take care of the vertical part of our journey. So, you have ridden an elevator before?
Yes, the Colosseum at Regent's Park has one. It takes you to the gallery where you can view the panorama.
Good. This ride might be a little longer, and in the other direction.
Keys. Machine room? Let's look around a bit before we go anywhere. The elevator. It's break time. The first one was really late. I only took the first break about 45 minutes ago, so not really due for a break yet, but maybe 30 minutes. Or whenever it feels like a good time, but it's a little soon. Study. Guest room. Storage. Well, we need to start somewhere. Climbed out of bed and looked out the window. It was completely dark. He waited, glanced at the old clock, and waited some more. 4 o'clock, he thought. It's enough. Happened. Up. Oh, the music. Jeez. Alright. Yeah, I like the music too. You do not approve of this place. Go back. Go back. Maybe we're out of our league down here for the time being. Like, maybe don't keep going down, Jay. There were a lot of rooms off the main hall.
Please, let me go.
Always check
I
some
won't
of them
tell
out
anyone,
first.
I swear. I just want to go home. No! Get away from me! Leave me alone!
Keep going down, Jay. It's perfectly fine. What's the worst that could happen? Gene parts. part. I'm sorry. Nope, 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 nope. This another dream, he thought, and screamed at the top of his lungs. Back hall. Oh, back hall. That's the difference. Main hall, back hall. Has a similar layout, symmetrical layout. I thought we were somehow in a different time, or whatever the reason was, things looked different, that we were in the same hall. In a horror game, every room called storage is a bad room. Well, not always. Was it Resident Evil or Silent Hill had a pretty kick-ass storage room full of stuff? Let's check the guest room. Herbert's trunk was wrapped in rope. The lock had been broken. By thieves, he assumed. Wondered if anything had been left, considering all the hands it had passed.
My journal is gone. What would they want with my journal?
Who's they, and is the journal really gone? Not my journal.
Second of July, 1839. I received a letter today from the Algerian governor's office disclosing the fate of Herbert's expedition. About a week after my departure, Abdullah, one of the men traveling with us, returned from the desert. He was badly injured, as if maimed by a lion. The man rambled deliriously about the expedition being attacked by something horrible. The French quickly dispatched a search party to look for the expedition. After searching for days, they found the camp abandoned without any trace of Herbert or his men. Tomorrow, I'll retrieve the things they recovered from Herbert's tent at the customs house. I don't know what to make of it, but I'm worried for him.
The rubble from a cave-in is hindering further passage in the storage. Find a way to get through. Dynamite? The darkness in the storage feels strange and unnatural, unlike the darkness in the rest of this place. You're brilliant, Daniel.
What was that?
Got a pretty good arm. You could get a chair stuck up on the chandelier. Most do not hiss. No, but there are cockroaches that hiss. As far as I know. A crowbar. Maybe we can pull the rocks apart.
3rd of July, 1839. Today I picked up Herbert's things at the customs house. I dug through the trove of documents he had carried and found a log detailing the expedition. The nature of this text ranged from quick notes to colourful accounts of transpired events. I skimmed the pages, trying to figure out what might have happened. May 17th, the day I was trapped inside the orb chamber, Herbert dryly states, "Recovered Daniel after 1 hour of entrapment." This confused me greatly. I was suffocating within minutes. How could I have lasted an hour? I continued reading the peculiar text. Herbert states his facts without judgment or passion, but suddenly I could read frustration into his text. He pushed his men to investigate the underground tomb, an effort which seems to have strained the minds of his men. Madness spread through the ranks, and Herbert had to take some extreme measures to continue. He finally visits the chamber himself, where he retrieves the orb to the surface. His account confuses me greatly. If he has the orb, what are those pieces in my drawing room?
The orb. Got you, monster. Howdy.
Daniel,
Pull the blanket off.
still having nightmares, I see.
Yes, I can't shake them. They come every night.
We'll put a stop to them. You'll see.
Let's see. Arto! Door is stuck due to a broken lock.
The key. Please.
The crowbar moved the wrong way. We would have pushed it the other way to pop the door. If we'd moved it like that, we just would have taken a little chip out of the frame. Guess the crowbar's not for the rocks down in the basement. We have a hollow needle and a piece of a drill.
Fourth of July, 1839. It's done. The orb is assembled. I was awakened by an exhausting nightmare. Shaking and sweating, I retired to the drawing room with a cup of tea. The relic pieces lay spread across the table as I'd left them, but somehow I knew how it was supposed to be. I fetched the tar, which I had prepared to fix the pieces together, and without fault I joined them, producing the orb I remembered so clearly. The tar proved unnecessary. It was pushed out from the joining pieces as they merged on their own, with no adhesive. The ancient stone relic now rests on my table. Its immaculate surface and perfect shape could have been molded by a factory. This is all too strange.
What? save. So yeah, the hissing roaches, or the Madagascar hissing roaches. Gochu Monstar grew up in Manhattan, and the roaches we had there did not hiss either. Flipped through the Book of Monarchs looking for etchings and counted. 9 different kings from all over Europe had been depicted with an orb resting in their hands. Strange letter frightened him, but it was also the only one which... Are you saying the ones that we see in the game look like German cockroaches? Did I misunderstand? Oh, the Manhattan ones were probably German ones. Okay. Pretty much all the roaches you see in America. That makes sense. Yeah, they have a different body shape too. The ones we're seeing in the game are sort of uniform, large, maybe a couple different tones, but these are not common household cockroaches.
That taste, that fragrance, Damascus rose.
I missed something. Thank you. Okay, something in the guest room. Letter regarding the discovery of an orb. To my most trusted student and friend, Johann Weyer. The most remarkable thing happened as I was traveling through the Prussian woods this summer. I finally found one of the orbs I've been looking for the last 20-odd years. It is as inexplicable as Heliodromus described it in the Hortus Conclusus. It was as it was told about, an underground Mithraic temple crowned with the unearthly artifact. The orb was big enough to fill my cupped hands, and the texture was smooth and jagged. Both smooth and jagged, its color washed while rich. Contrast is not enough to describe its nature. It was an impossibility, an artificial paradox captured within stone. I was staying in a nearby village called Alstadt, investigating one of the antiquated trails when I finally found the cavern. I went inside, and suddenly I could verify the truth of these enigmatic artifacts. They were real. As you can understand, this is the most important discovery of my life, but it has also become my greatest fear. As I entered the underground chamber, I could feel that I was trespassing. Because of my curiosity, I did my best to fight these instincts and fetch the orb from its place. I scrambled out of the chamber and into the woods. I could sense something was following me. It bayed loudly as it closed in. The beast, this guardian of the orb, was relentless in its pursuit. I made my way to a nearby ravine where I stumbled upon some men fishing in the lake. I tried to warn them as I passed, but fortunately, they remained as I continued my escape. When I heard their cry of pain echo through the valley, I felt such a tremendous sense of relief, thinking I would be spared. Suddenly, a blue shimmering light engulfed me, and the colors of the forest were washed away before my eyes. I kept running through the bleak surroundings. The trees had turned charcoal. turned charcoal black with leaves of cinder, the ground covered in murky water. I pressed on through the drenched land as the glowing ember gave way to the rising wind and rained on me. I could hear pleading screams in the distance, and I joined in as pain and fear overtook me. I fell to the ground, gasping for air. This certainly must sound strange, but I had been carried miles away across the Alps to a grassy field outside Genoa. The Guardian had taken the orb from me, but still, until this day, I fear its return. Sometimes I lay awake at night, listening for the howling cry I heard in the forest. It has been nearly a decade since that day, and I still haven't been able to write about the incident. The last time we spoke, you told me about your interest and ongoing research into the mythic orbs. I realized I owed you the truth about my visit to Waldstadt. Your friend and mentor, Heinrich Cornelius Griepa. We come in. If I'm backtracking to the guest hall, I'm not even sure I know where I'm going. This door. This way. Back to the guest area, see if I can find what I missed. Sir William Smith has been marked. There was no way for him to know that the young man from the other day, cast such a terrible shadow. Luke, thank you for the auto host. Cheers. Was this bit of torso here before? Professor Taylor was the second death caused by his damned curiosity. Got a letter off the desk. Doubt this is what you meant, not the laudanum. It's probably something else. I've been wasting fuel, so I won't even refill it right now. Carelessly wasting fuel. Paintings. I interacted with the bed. Wadiah, sleep well. Catch you on the flip side. Dresser above. Ah! Nice. It moved.
Oh,
If
thank
it
God,
hadn't
there it
moved.
is. I guess it is a good place to hide it then.
What is it? Machine room key. Grazie. Damn it, bot. That's rude as hell. He panted heavily, trying his best to keep himself from screaming. The medicine cabinet had been overturned and lay collapsed on the floor. He reached through the broken glass door and grabbed all the sedatives he could find. We were in the study, but I'm not sure we've been through. I wanted to go back to the guest room. Let's go back into the study. Flipped through the Book of Monarchs looking for etchings and counted 9 different kings from all over Europe had been depicted with an orb resting in their hands. Like the apple from Assassin's Creed. Yeah, something like the orb. Something like that. No further comment. Animal experiment. Canis lupus familiaris. 1658, April 12th. It was. After a short study, it is clear that the agitation found among humans can be found in the dog. Fear and pain induce stress, which seems to trigger an endogenous response, causing the animal to burst with energy. I believe that the catalyst is produced in the brain. It's difficult to determine exactly where and what it is, but I can sense it. It reeks of cosmic genesis. There is an inherent problem in harvesting this energy, since the creature is bound to die from the exercise. I must refine this process of torture to enable any real work to be done. More experiments must be performed, but it seems that only human beings are able to produce the amount necessary. It might be their ability to appreciate the severity of the process that ultimately augments their experience of terror. Right. Canine jaw. Okay. Darth, is that so? I mean, are we halfway through? I don't want to know too much, but I mean, are we not halfway through, are we? Okay. Hey, you know what? Let's play a game. Missed. Sorry, if you want me to be scared that a bunch of skull and bones just came out of a cabinet, you gotta remember that society is way too fucking depraved anymore for that to be scary. That was overly cynical. I retract my previous statement. That was just uncalled for. 1658, January 9. Further disappointment. The antiquarian's latest findings yielded nothing. I'm still unable to grasp the inner workings of life and its relation to the power I sense within it. I shall pursue more books on the subject, but I suspect it will be in vain. Since no research has been made in my particular interest, I must attempt to fill that void myself. Clearly, humans emanate more of the energy I seek, but I hope animals will suffice, as they would provoke less of a hassle to prove less of a hassle to acquire. Right then. What did that skull ever do to you? Well, if I could quote Ellie from Left Behind, fuck you, skull. Yes, that is a very, angular pee-pee that statue has. Most angular indeed. A little too sharp. I'd be concerned. Actually, a little bit concerned. Hey there, Tamalak. Welcome. Might want to get that checked out.
Let's see what you have to offer. What a mess. I should have sharpened the saw, but I can sense it. It's definitely there.
Little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest. So, that was the first thing I thought of when I saw I could pick up the bunny rabbit. And I am sorry. Bopping him on the head. Thought the same thing. Yes. Knock knock. Cracked window panes are held together only by a weak wooden frame. So, finally get to throw a chair and do something with it? That's what I'm hearing. Here it comes. So worth it. The chair is now standing. Wow. I'll be damned. Jareth, that's good. I'm reading back. The end is still a ways off. I'm planning that we'll play this tomorrow, so as long as we're not like way past half today, by the end of today, if that starts happening, that we've cruised past the halfway point, you can let me know. I don't think we are. Emergency decelerator. The bot will purge you if you write all caps. Yes. Yes. The demon will. What are these things? This is the second one we found. They seem to have messages on them. What is the object that we're reading this on? When will it be my turn? Have I not shown restraint? My patience spans centuries. From where I came, mankind has not even wasted a breath. Yet I bow to you. I have done so much for you, and I have gained nothing in return. Agrippa, I trusted you. It was I who, in all fairness, should have entered that gate. Elevator machine instructions. We haven't tried to use the elevator, but sounds like it would have shown to be broken down if we had tried. The elevator breaks down again. Make sure to use the steam engine. Build up pressure before channeling it to the machinery. Steam engine, pressure, channel. Adjust the levers to get the right amount of pressure. The meter should read up 8 and down 8. Make sure the flow is set according to the following chart. Trinity steam set functions. 4-phase amplitude. Complete steam flow cycle. Trinity 4-phase completion. Note that the machine will not check proper configuration until all rods are inserted. The hell kind of elevator is this? Memory capsules. Okay. All the memory capsules. I just picked up a flow cycle rod. A machine part made out of wood and metal. I also have a hollow needle and a drill part. Hello! The reticle's pretty picky. It was worth the shot. I'm out on the windowsill to get in here, and we did get something important. Maybe we're good, and we can go back. Not looking! Not looking! That water section was pretty cool. Don't look. Stay out of the water. Don't look. I just think that was awesome. My only frustration down there was that it was a little stumbly, sticky when you were in the water and you're trying to jump up on a box, and you know you're there, the box is in front of you, and you're just trying to go up on top of it, and you get hung up. Can't, and you're otherwise that was just awesome. Rubble, find a way to get through. I thought it would be the crowbar, it's not. Elevator, maybe the elevator takes us past to a lower level. Maybe we can bypass the rubble by taking the elevator. So it's just two thoughts. They may be separate things, the elevator and getting past the rocks. No, the storage room. Well, I might check out a couple other rooms too. Isn't this game indie? That's fair to say. Sir William Smith had been marked. There was no way for him to know that the young man from the other day cast such a terrible shadow. That one. I believe this is the same dev team that, prior to the Amnesia games, had made the Penumbra series. And can you still call them an indie dev? I think so. But they've grown. They've now got quite a few games made. So there's the elevator. Not working. They made Soma as well, yeah, after the Amnesia games. Soma. Erect. Oh wait, you said not the machine room yet, not the storage room. Didn't you say something like that? Anyways, I'm going in here for a little bit. Just a reminder, blind playthrough, so try to refrain from suggesting a course of action unless I'm asking for it. I'm not trying to be a stickler here, so just throwing it out there again. I might wander into the wrong place. You can let me do that. Please let me do that.
July 1839. Today, I went to the university looking for answers. I was able to sneak into Herbert's office and pick up an address book along with some relevant textbooks. Professor Taylor at the Faculty of History was very helpful, and I managed to approach the subject of the orbs. The most interesting aspect was the prevalent trace they had left in our culture. The mythic orbs may, in fact, have inspired the globus cruciger, which so many royal regalia holds to this day. In ancient times, the orbs were held by priests as a symbol of the sun and its power. As I was leaving, I overheard a disturbing conversation. Sir William Smith, the geologist, was killed last night. Less than a fortnight had passed since I'd asked for his expertise. I know it's silly, but I can't help feeling responsible somehow.
What, 8 up and 8 down? Saying. Up and 8 down. So, if we're assuming they have to add up to 8 on the top and 8 on the bottom, 3 levers going up have to add to 8, and 3 levers going down have to add to 8. Stare at it for a minute. I see various combinations that, like 1/9, 8 up top, 9 on the bottom. It'll click. Oh wait, you know what? Maybe it's not 3 and 3. I wasn't even looking at possibilities that involve 2 levers and 4 levers, and it could be that. struggled with this puzzle a lot, Darth. I could see how at first it's like, oh, this will be easy, but they may have carefully worked it so that it's a little bit more tricky than that. All right. Alright, wait, actually, I think I see it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. If I'm nuts. And it's right there. 5, 6, 7, 8, 5. The flow is even and stable. Hey, Chaos.
Message for you, Commander. Just came in over a secure
Mr.
channel.
Brogan! Yeah, with the resub. Thank you. Nice timing, too. Right at the success. Woo! Mr. Brogan, thank you for the resub. Rock and roll. Chaos, how you doing? Flow is made even and stable. Okay, but that was just part of it. We needed to stabilize the flow. Find a way to start the engine that powers the elevator. Right. Right. Yeah, sub-love. Let's see some J-Love in chat. Mr. Brogan. The, Steam set functions, 4-phase amplitude, complete steam flow cycle. Well, we got the up 8, down 8. And something about the machine will not check proper configuration until all rods are inserted. Been lurking out there today, Brogan? Been watching this? We already down here. Okay, whoa! We're gonna need that. Machine equipment memo. Note that there are only 2 spare rods left in the storage for the elevator machinery. Storage! Make sure to only discard the ones which are badly damaged and keep the others in the inner study rooms, in case all 3 would crack again. Inner study room. Storage study. Haven't we been in the study?
July 1839. I've read every book I can find on the subject. While rich in legend and hearsay, my knowledge is lack for the insight I crave. I've sent letters to many in Herbert's address book and received answers of varying importance. Today, I got one which differed greatly from the others. From a baron in Prussia. He said nothing about the quaint stories of priests in underground temples. He didn't even mention them. He simply wrote, "I know. I can protect you. Come to Brennenburg Castle. Signed, Alexander." What am I to make of this? Protect me from what? Is someone after me? I looked up Brennenburg and traced it to the Prussian woods near the Baltic Sea. While being the least informative letter I've received, it causes me greatest distress and interest. As I write, my thoughts are drawn to my nightmares in which a most disturbing sound calls to me. A sound defying description. A voice from the void. The last few weeks have been awful, with so many sleepless nights dreading a repeat of those horrid dreams. Tomorrow, I shall visit my physician, Dr. Tate, in hope that he can provide me with sedatives to help me sleep.
Hell. We need rods. Storage and from study, perhaps. Halloween. Tuesday is Halloween here in the US. We're going to be playing Resident Evil 7. It'll be a long stream. The schedule, I need to adjust it so it says we're starting a little bit earlier than it does. I expect we'll be starting a little earlier than it says right now. Now I know what we're doing with those gears. Early. Lug wheel does not fit on any of those spokes, huh? Really, none of them? You're not just saying that because the angle's bad? Okay. And it doesn't fit on this one either? Yes, it does. Okay. I'm glad I didn't accept those messages popping up in front of me right away. Lever over here too. See this one before. Third one's in that other room. Cool. Couldn't one be full? Just one. Just one. Yeah, it really is just a few drops. I'm carrying 10 units of fuel, but cycle rod. Fuel cycle rod. We have one of the rods. Carrying one of the rods. Okay, journal check. Try to put the pieces together. Find a way to start the engine that powers the elevator. Machine equipment demo. Where we're gonna find them. Elevator machine instructions again. Trinity, 4-phase, flow cycle. Done the lever adjustment. Make sure the flow is set according to the following chart. The flow rods, right? See what corresponds to what. Trinity steam set functions. 4-phase amplitude, complete steam flow cycle. Holding these levers probably won't do anything right now. There is nothing in the burner for it to ignite. I'm gonna put my lantern fuel. Okay, yeah, that wouldn't work anyways. Chemistry pot, nothing in it. So this is unlikely to do anything. Machinery needs more work before it will run. It looks like it's trying to run. We just cranked it a few times, get our results.
th of July, 1839.
Hello, bye.
How has this
Hey.
escaped me? They're all dead. Limbs scattered, heads split down the middle, their skin flayed as if boiled. I feel like I'm falling into myself. What's happening? Sir William Smith, Professor Taylor, now Dr. Tate.
Dr. Tate.
Is it following me? How can it not be? It's the damn thing I brought from Africa. Something is after me. I have no choice but to trust the Baron. He better know what he claims. If he is wrong, I suspect he'll regret it as well.
Yeah, my first time playing the game. Hello. A 7. Yes. Woo. Woo. Have one of the rods. So I can choose which to put it in. So unlike the previous chemistry puzzle, I'll probably have to pay more attention when we're putting the rods in. Cool, I wonder what we're going to use as fuel for the burner. Backhaul. Okay, so we got the pressure. The original Reaper. Boo! I am terrified. Terrified. So maybe we need to go out into the back hall and check out storage and let's do it. The strange letter frightened him, but it was also the only one which offered some comfort. Take another break shortly, too. He panted heavily, trying best to keep himself from screaming. The medicine cabinet had been overturned and lay collapsed on the floor. He reached through the broken glass door and grabbed all the sedatives he could find. Finally starting to see those messages on the loading screens recycle, now that we've seen so many of them. Slow start, getting better. Have you played any other survival horror where you don't fight? It's not like Outlast. If you happen to have played Layers of Fear, it's actually similar to Layers of Fear. Although this has been around for a while. Yeah, if you've played Layers of Fear, they remind me a lot of each other. But Layers was quite polished, being much newer. Find a way to clear that, and the crowbar we had is gone. Light another one of these. Nice safe spot. Hollow needle drill part. A broken hand drill. Okay. Hand drill. That's promising. If we could find more parts of a hand. How would that help? We can't get through this with a hand drill. We need dynamite. Hell, I would take the crowbar again. And just throw boxes at it. Cave-in. Find a way through. Find a way to start the engine that powers the elevator. If I had to guess, we need to get through the cave-in first to get some of the parts we need to start the machine for the elevator. So, if we're not doing the elevator first, we need to get through this. There's nothing in the pile that I can interact with. Okay. Thank you. Just a reminder, since this is probably the first time you're hearing it mentioned, we're playing this one like a blind playthrough, so I appreciate the tip, and I will take it. But please ask first if you think I'm missing something. It is, we are playing it blind, so no tips and spoilers or backseating or all that stuff. Thank you. So, downstairs room, barrels. Hey, Kim. Done with work? Done with work? You're okay? I don't think I had said. Stairs. Not even sure I've been down these stairs yet. Just finished up. Yay, it's being done. Work. That's what we needed. So I knew we had some items can be combined, drag and drop. I knew we had a drill bit. We weren't going to be using it by hand. else since drag and drop. Can't assemble the drill yet. Need to find all the parts first. We have part of a broken hand drill, another part of a broken hand drill, but I guess we're missing something still. It's dark in here. You ain't kidding. Hand drill. So I'm gonna try and you got it. Original Reaper. Have a good one. And thank you for the follow, which I see there. Hey, welcome aboard. Come back, join us for more adventures. So high-low, the barrels. I've logged in my brain what we're gonna be doing. So we'll be drilling into these barrels, but I don't know why yet. So I'm gonna keep looking around and see what I can see so that makes some sense. And I guess we'll do it. Alexander. Oh, explosive mixture. Yes, please. Yes, please. I have prepared the explosives you needed for clearing the flood drain. I can't stress enough how important it is that the mixture is handled with care. Please try to tell your feather-brained servants this before you go ahead with your plans. The liquids are not by themselves explosive and should be kept separated to avoid further mishaps. I have arranged 2 large vats in the next room for the ingredients. All you need to do is mix the liquids and you're ready to go. Agrippa. 2 large vats, next room, mix the ingredients. Now we got a reason to drill. To drill. Vats. Maybe not those vats. We'll find out. Vats. Oh, there's one. Maybe we don't need to. Maybe we can tap this keg without a drill. Go for. Valve has rusted shut. That's why we're gonna need it. Valve is rusted shut. Making more sense by the moment. Partially filled pot. Hope the mute worked. Hopefully it's not on a timer. Okay, we have an explosive mixture. And let's go running with it. It's like, why not? for throwing it or what? Don't stand too close to the blast when the explosive goes off. Is it just gonna go? Is it gonna go? It's like, now I want to get close, but maybe I need to light it with tinder. Tinder box. Light it? No? Right. Throw something at it? I'm gonna throw something at it. Try in the hole. Let's look really close. Oh! Boom! Yeah, it was that. Throw something at it. You got it. When in doubt, throw stuff, yeah. Throw all the things. At all the things. Always throw stuff at explosives.
Why are you doing this? Get away from me!
Wait, did I get turned around? I'm confused. Maybe not what I thought it was. I thought we were back in the room we had just been in after going through this door, but it can't be what it looked like. Something about the layout just threw me off. It's a different room. It's fine. I'm easily confused. What the fuck? No, I don't. Hey, whoa. Hey. Not much of a hidey hole. Nope. Nope. Oh, fuck that. Oh, he's coming through. He's coming through. I don't know where to go. We're screwed. Is he eating his way through? He's just waiting out there. I'm not coming out while he's out there. You gotta be kidding. Go away! So we let him in. Might be the only way to get out. Actually, I can't open the door because he's blocking it. Oh yeah, he found me and I can't go either way. Have a good time at the gym. Green, we'll catch you later. Here, have a rug. I can't open the door in either direction. Let's antagonize the monster. Probably bashing the door into his nose repeatedly, so I'm trying to pull it towards me and it won't go. I can't pull it and I can't push it. This door ain't going nowhere. So, is that a bug that we're stuck in here? Because he won't bust through and I can't get out? We need to do the save and quit and then just reload back in? It's starting to seem like we do. I don't see any other ways out of the room. It's a bug. You jump on something and hide? I'll try. I think that the on top of things might have just been the underwater, or the water level. Maybe if I could lose his aggro, he'd go away, but I can't seem to lose his aggro here. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take that break. We're gonna take our second break, and I guess we're doing 2-hour chunks today. Took our first break at 2 hours about, and we're taking our second break at 4 hours. So we'll take our break, and when I come back, we'll either be dead or alive. And if we're alive, we'll see if he's broken aggro, and if he hasn't, we're going to save and exit and reload and see where we end up. So there's our plan. Stay tuned. I'll see you all back here in a few.